Hello, Leandro. Could you please give an introduction about yourself?
All right, my name is Leandro Abreu. I am 25 years old. I am South African. I stay in Bloemfontein. Small little town, but quite nice. Very, very, it's very comfortable here. As you can see, it's raining. Weather's quite accommodating and whatnot.
Cool.
Um, yeah, I'm a young entrepreneur. I was born into a family business, and I took it further from where my father left off.
Okay, so a family business. I will begin with what brought you to the real world. Let's start with that.
Well, the emergency meetings. So I started watching the emergency meetings when the 20th one was released. So I guess that was quite a while back. It's about what beginning of 2023, somewhere around there.
Mhm.
And I think by June or July, I actually was really convinced that the real world is a platform where uh, people can start learning something about growth, and I'm always about growth is wealth is like one thing, but growth is the real thing. Growth is the main thing. And I was just trying to gauge in the beginning whether the real world was a real thing or not.
Mhm.
And so I joined because of the emergency meeting, seeing Andrew and Tristan talking about it and advertising it, and saying a lot about how business inclined it is. And so yeah, I was attracted to it because I wanted to learn from other business or other entrepreneurs like myself.
Mhm. Okay, very cool. You mentioned growth. Uh, what campuses did you actually end up joining, and how did that lead to your growth?
uh, what conferences?
Campuses.
Campuses. Oh, okay. No, well, mainly the business mastery campus. I stick to the business mastery campus. There's actually a lot of lessons there. They I can't really express how many lessons there is. I don't feel the need of joining any other campuses as yet, but I have been looking at the AI automation campus and the content creation campus. I sort of want to use them all together, So um, for now, I'm just sticking to the business mastery. I want to go over. Well, I was going over financials and um, communication and networking. So after this, I'll probably just hop onto the outreach and marketing, then go over to content creation and see how I can scale that marketing, and go over to AI automation to create something that hasn't really been in the market here in South Africa.
Okay, sounds good. If you don't mind me asking, what does your family business involve? What do you do?
Okay, so family business was about retail. My dad grew up. My dad grew up having a fruit shop, and he was entrepreneur at 18. So he only knew how to do business. He never really worked for someone. But growing up like that, uh, he kept on escalating. Eventually, his school friends also jumped in, and together they all started this retail store franchise here in South Africa. And I suppose fast forward 4 or 5 years, they opened up a store here in Bloemfontein for my father, and my father has been making a success out of it in the last 20 years.
Mhm. Okay. And
Yeah,
then once you
so
got involved,
that's how we pretty much got into the business. It was just all fate.
cool. So yeah, once you got involved into it, what lessons did you end up applying from the Business Mastery campus, and what did that result in terms of increased income or anything else?
I tend to go over. owner's advice. There's actually a lot of hidden knowledge over there. It's mainly about communication, I'll say. I mean, financials and how to operate a business and all that. You still have to get all the practical work in. And I've gone over the financial wizardry. I used some of Tate's lessons there with regards to competing with people and at the same time not really worrying about price. And yeah, uh, those are really the only two things that I applied to the business. It's the communication about storytelling, and then you go out there and you go and find people, you go and meet people, you go talk to them, and they might have something that can impact your business. So I met a couple of suppliers that helped me put new lines into the store. And other than that, I was always spying on the competitors. It's like one of the best lessons I learned there. Spy on your
Mhm.
competitors. And that always gave me an advantage.
Mhm. So, from the things you've implemented from the real world, would you be able to give some kind of figures for before what the figures were, and then after implementing the lessons, how much you increased by?
Yeah, sure. So I was doing 1.1 million a month in rands. In dollars, it's about 64,000
Hmm.
a month. It's a rough average, right? And say August last year, I started picking up my turnover from 1.1 to 1.5 from August to October. And oh yeah, so that's what 64 to $84,000 a
Hmm.
month. These lessons revealed something there in the retail industry that most people kind of overlooked, and that is knowing what your competitors are doing.
Hmm.
Once I started understanding that and seeing what they're doing, I I could I could take advantage and get ahead of the game, and that's really what helped me the most.
Hmm. Okay, so I'd like some perspective on personal life. So, as much as you're comfortable saying, what does your average day look like? Like, what do you do on an average day?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to think about this one. Every day is pretty random. I I cannot plan my days. It's it's strange, but things that normally happen. So I wake up about 7 o'clock in the morning, leave the house about 8, get to the store, open the store, let all the staff in. First things first, walk the walk. So go around the store, find the issues, and delegate your staff. They must start production. They must know. You have to guide them so that when you're looking going around the store, you're finding the things that you need to do for the day. Every day is a different thing. Then after an hour or so, you've completed those tasks. I'll go to the office. I'll sit down. I'll open my emails, see what emails come in. It's normally invoices and statements, things that I must uh, suppliers that I must pay because it's a cash flow thing. So every day money comes in, and then every morning money goes out to our suppliers, to expenses, what. Check your so I see the emails, see what they used to pay for the day. After that, I start making my orders from the suppliers. So give them what I need, and after that, the rest of the day is just spent on thinking about how I'm going to improve the business, or walk around, see the staff, maybe entertain them a little bit, ensure that they are doing the work, and then you could go out, do some personal things, come back, watch the staff, and end of the day, the sales are made, and you close the store and rinse and repeat.
Hmm. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
you don't really focus too much on what the customers are doing, but if you're around, they will come to you.
Hmm. All right. And what plans do you have then to scale that further?
What have I done to scale that further?
What plans do you have for future to continue scaling? Is there anything in the pipeline?
Uh, Not necessarily, no. I mean, from this point, I think it's just acquiring more clients. So I don't know, marketing.
Mhm.
That's all I can think of. Is just marketing better and more, and getting better outreach and applying more deals, and that's as far as you can really go. I mean, you're just gonna get to a point where you've maximized your business, and at that point, you must start thinking about another business to open.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Any ideas for what kind of business you'd open, or is that something later down the line you'd consider? So not really giving it much thought now.
Yeah. No, well, there's a few things in the pipeline. So, AI automation, like I've mentioned, I want to tap into that industry. It's very basic right now. The real world teaches you how to make a chatbot that's far more advanced than what we actually have at the moment, which is great. There's opportunity there. The other thing is, my brother and I were looking at starting a takeaway. Not really sure what's all that goes into it yet. We're gonna start our research on the takeaway now in March, and we're also looking into buying some commercial property. See how that goes.
Mhm. Okay, very cool. And now I'm wondering, since you took over a family business, when it came to actually taking over, were you prepared for it, or is it something that you just needed to get into over time and you felt more
Mm,
comfortable with that?
absolutely
Or
not.
were you a completely different person back then?
uh, you know what? Um, you get you make yourself believe that you're prepared for it because you already know that you're not. There's so many things that you can't think of that might just happen, and overthinking it just makes it all worse. Um, I was kind of panicking, coming up to the days that I had to start taking over, and I think some point just before I took over, I kind of just realized that there's nothing I can really do. I can't over prepare for the situation. I just have to take it as it comes. And once I realized that, a whole lot of calmness rained down on me, and uh, I
Mhm.
ignored all the pressure and took it and just take it as it came.
Yep.
So I guess you can't really prepare for something that you haven't done before in your life. You just have to you just have to embrace it.
Okay. And how are your parents reacting to how you're running the business?
Oh, they seem quite proud. They have, yeah, they haven't really. I mean, they're always happy to support. They've been supporting me my whole life, so it's not like there's any difference or any change in the way that they supported me and stuff. They're genuinely happy that I am doing something. They also proud that I am doing into business or at this age. I've I've heard from other people that it's a big thing. It doesn't really seem like a big thing to me. I'm not sure if it is, but yeah, generally speaking, parents are very happy that we're all in this together.
Mhm.
We know
Okay, very
where we're going what and where our morals stand. Yeah.
yep. Okay. Then I'm wondering, is there anything more to say for earlier on? You said when you joined the Business Mastery Campus, you're not looking basically to like see any other material for business. So how different is the material within the real world compared to what, let's say, if you didn't have it and you were trying to find something online, would it have just taken longer, or would you, do you think, not even have found the material in the first place?
Start learning something and it starts going online and he watches YouTube videos and then he does this and he does that. He has to search around the whole entire web and he can do countless amounts of reading and you will only obtain bits and pieces of the knowledge that will actually be useful to him. and it takes a long time. It takes a lot of hours. I've done this for one of my hobbies. It's a lot harder to to outsource the knowledge that you can get in the real world. The other thing is when you're learning from an experienced person, it's a totally different ball game. That person, like our professors, they're gonna give us direct knowledge. They're gonna give us uh, they're gonna give us lessons that they learned on the mistakes that they've made. Where on the web you can't really find that. You'll find that maybe in some books, but also the books that is there's such a wide variety of books. You don't have specifically this book or that book, and it's not really like school where they recommend you a book. So there's still, I don't know, the real world is it's different. They put everything all into one house, and it's very easy to find what you're looking for, and you also get to learn from the the successful people before you. That is a big advantage.
Mhm. Okay, very cool. So I'm happy to end off with a final question. With that being, for people who are unsure about joining the real world, because they're thinking for $50 they might get scammed, what advice would you have for them?
Hey man, I thought I was gonna get scammed too, but you know what? I was like, you ever throw $50 in the market and lose it? It's kind of the same thing, except I didn't lose it. I won. This was a big win. Joining the real world is a win, in my opinion. It's the platform is really you cannot really put a price on it. $50 is quite cheap. Yeah. Now the amount of value that's here is real. It is not a scam. It is. I mean, there's a lot of lessons that's in the real world that I had to learn out of experience before even joining the real world, and this saves you a lot of time. This gets you where you want to be very quickly. It works. Platform is well built. I don't know what else to say to convince everybody to join the real world, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Don't feel like leaving the place at all.
Mhm. Okay, cool. So now,
Yeah.
for people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where could they do so?
Oh yes, please follow me on Instagram. What's my handle? Oh, I think you'll have to write my handle up there. Then
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
just
add
send it
description
to you
page.
in the messages. Yeah, people can find me
Okay,
on the
I'll add
Instagram, and that's pretty much it. I don't really have a big social profile, so we'll start there.
cool. All right. So yeah, anyone interested, check description. And Leandro, thank you for coming on and sharing your story. It was a unique one because usually don't have many people coming in with taking over family businesses and then improving it using the real world. So it was interesting to hear that, and I wish you all the best. Again, it was
Thanks,
good speaking to you.
Rokas. All the best. It was a pleasure to be here, and I hope the viewers enjoyed this live.